Hello and good to be with you for another edition of Take Two as we have a look back over the past week of racing, and there's been plenty of it on our New South Wales provincial and country tracks. A couple of meetings to start the working week. We headed up to the Mid-North Coast at Port Macquarie and also over the mountains to Bathurst.
Monday racing on the 3rd of March from Port Macquarie. We had beautiful conditions. We only had small fields to start the day, but I thought the track played really well. We're on a good 4. But yeah, warm day throughout, but a few nice horses to follow.
Yeah, Mod comes out. He's a tough nut, Spirit League. Normally Rogers trains him. I like what he did here, and he's got another win on the board very, very shortly. Pick him up coming to the corner. He's in the red and white colours. He's got the blue and white star sleeves and dark blue cap. You watch the way he hits the line, this fella, particularly over the last 100 metres.
Around the home turn they swing. The coat hanger, the inside, full regalia, all hunky-dory. Spiritly looking for inside, runs with Otium on the outside. It's still the coat hanger in front, full regalia, all hunky-dory on the outside. Spiritly's in the clear, but all hunky-dory drives to the front. 3 out of 3, all hunky-dory beat the fast finishing Spiritly.
Yeah, that was 1,500. I think if Normie can find a race a little bit further, bring him back here. He's a winner at Taree going back 2 runs ago, but he's got another win on the board very, very shortly. I like what he did here today.
Yeah, I think the mile sees him out. That's about as far as he wants, but he's just racing super, isn't he?
Any Take Two horses have you got?
Only the one. I like to, pinpoint a few during the day, and then I just narrow it down to the best one. And I think it's Nothing Sacred out of race 6. It was out of our staying race this afternoon, the 1,800 metre race. Now, he'd had a little freshen up. They had to drop him back to the mile last start, so he really appreciated the extra 200. He's in the white colours with the green sleeves.
Around the home turn, Lambkin Lane still full of running, out by 2. Maui in the middle, Urakiri on the outside behind those Bella Sen, Sebastian Flyer, followed by Nothing Sacred, but inside the 200, Lambkin Lane joined on the outside by Urakiwi. In the middle was Maui, but Urakiwi strides to the front and starts to race away. Nothing Sacred, Charm Destiny working home well, but Urakiwi too good, wins by a length. Second, Nothing Sacred.
He just didn't have the best of luck throughout. He was caught on a limb. He was 3 wide, and he just hit a bit of a flat spot. At about the 600 metre mark, he looked to be dropping out. He looked to be in trouble, and then he got going again late. So if Ben Blake can find, a 2,000 metre race or even a 2,200, he won't be far off winning another race.
Right, I'm Spiritly for the Norm Rogers Yard. You follow him, you'll get another win on the board very shortly.
And keep an eye out for Nothing Sacred. They're the horses to follow from Port Macquarie.
Take Two time racing was at Bathurst this Monday, the 3rd of March. We had 7 races on the card. We kicked things off on a good 4 surface. Small fields throughout the afternoon made it a little bit tricky to pick horses to follow, but the first horse I want to highlight went around in race number 2. Leovani was presenting second up from a spell today, got back in a slowly run race, so just didn't have things made to water, but I still like the way she found the line.
Leovani called upon Zamori trying to go with it. Into the straight, Angels Cry, the leader of the Don't Call Me Kathy. Leovani still got about 2.5 lengths to make up. It's knuckling down the task now. Angel Cry in front. Don't Call Me Kathy. Here comes Leovani. It's finishing doggedly on the outside. It's still Angels Cry in front. Leovani tries to get to it, but Angels Cry might have held off Leovani.
Angels Cry was able to steal a march in the end, but Leovani got pretty close. I think if she finds herself in a similar race over 1,400 metres or even a mile next time round, she'll be awfully hard to beat. The next horse I want to follow went around in race number 4 on the card in the benchmark 58 over 1,100 metres. So Magnificent was first up from a spell, this 3-year-old colt. Went for a break after winning the maiden over 1,400 metres. Got into a nice spot and was simply too good.
At 4:50 to go, leads out from Yarl's Delight, So Magnificent. Power Bank is right off the track, followed by Baku River and then Choice Deal. Motorboat tackled now by So Magnificent out wide. Power Bank is running home fairly well. So Magnificent went up the Motorboat. Further out was Power Bank and then Choice Deal, but So Magnificent darted away here from Motorboat. Yarl's Delight is battling away, but So Magnificent's got this one.
He's certainly a very nice horse. I think he's on the upward spiral. He's by So You Think, so you'd imagine he's just going to get better and better as he steps out over a little further. The 2 horses to follow out of this Bathurst meeting this Monday, the 3rd of March, Leovani and So Magnificent.
Racing was at Scone on Tuesday, the 4th of March. We had a 7-race card run under cloudy skies. Good racing throughout the course of the day, though. I found a couple of horses that we can follow going out of today's meeting. The first of them is Rail Trail. Went around in race number 3 on the card. He's a 3-year-old, now trained by Matt Griffith. I think he ran into a pretty handy one here today in Chica Del Mar, but over the concluding stages, when he was trying to gun her down, he certainly didn't shirk the task.
The straight, Bella Time in front, held together by Lachelle Small. The outside is Atoka trying to come after it now. Atoka levelling up with Bella Time. Chica Del Mar starting to lengthen and is sprinting down the outside. Rail Trail tries to go with it. 200 metres to go. Atoka joined by Chica Del Mar. Rail Trail tight for room between them. It's driving. Rail Trail, Chica Del Mar. Chica Del Mar kicking. Photo. Bobbing go. I think it just won the favourite Chica Del Mar, but Rail Trail dived at it. Their heads were bobbing out of sync, but I think the early shoppers will get paid here.
Today was only his second start in a race. Matt Griffith's still working things out with him, and I thought he ran really well. The winner, I know Lou Mary has a lot of time for, so given the narrow margin today, I think Rail Trail can be followed going forward, particularly if he does step up a little bit in trip. The second horse to follow out of the card is Newsbound, who comes out of race number 4 today. She was just a victim of circumstances. She drew the inside draw. She was first up today off the back of one trial. She looked good in winning that trial. We've seen her in the past show plenty of ability, but just at the top of the straight when she needed a little bit of luck to go her way to extricate off the fence, she was shoved back onto the rail, and from there Reece Jones had no option but to stick there. And over the concluding stages, she was just gunned down late.
As they come down the side, and last was Pocket Eights. Inside the 550 metres mark, Little Bit Yours is the front runner. Leads here from on the outside, Invaders Girl. Between them, Little Bit Flash. Newsbound about to get a run. Is tight for room there. He's going to have to go back to the fence now as they're well into the straight. Invaders Girl led. Newsbound comes up the inside. Flying Argyle wide out came at them. And through the centre is Pocket Eights. 250 metres to go. Newsbound, Pocket Eights, Flying Argyle. It's Newsbound under full pressure. The inside just in front. Pocket Eights, Flying Argyle. It's Flying Argyle the outside now taking the lead. And Flying Argyle comes down to win from a photo between Pocket Eights and Newsbound.
She was first up at the 1,300 metres, as I mentioned, had no option but to go back to the inside, which hasn't been the place to be here today. And I think she can be followed going forward. Rod Northam did say prior to the race that she'd come back in better order than she was in last preparation. She still ran well today. I don't think a win will be too far away. So the two horses to follow out of Scone today, Rail Trail and Newsbound.
Racing at Kembla today on the 4th of March. It was a great meeting. The rail was out 8 metres and it was a soft 6 surface, and they just really wanted to edge off the fence, and there was probably a couple of lanes in the middle of the track that were clearly superior. But my first horse that I want to take a look at is Presides, now trained by Mitch Beer. So this is an ex-Godolphin galloper. Tommy Berry rode today and look, got back in the field, has run to suit over the 1,000 metres, but only had the one trial leading into this, so it can only benefit it. Let's take it off the turn.
Presides coming right to the outside and nominated the last one. 350 to go. Gilmy's in front. Escutcheon's a length away second. I'm Brazilian on the far side. Love the Cube. Listens Lass. And Presides right down the outside. It's Gilmy in front. From Escutcheon, Love the Cube, Listens Lass, and Presides out wide, Listens Lass, and Presides. It's Listens Lass in front from Presides and Love the Cube, and Listens Lass. Listens Lass makes it back-to-back wins, beat Presides.
So hit the line there well. It was in a bit of a bumping duel. They actually threw in a protest, so it'll be suited definitely up in trip next start, and especially on a soft surface, that's also a plus for that runner. My second of the take two is Twinkling Star for Michael Friedman, and Regan Bayliss rode today, and I think she just ran into a really smart type here from the John O'Shea yard, but she was solid enough in betting. She led. She actually sat outside the leader, and it showed a bit of adaptability than what she has in the past. I thought she was very brave in defeat.
Twinkling Star second, Fast Track, and Lyra racing third and fourth, and the Mona Lisa pushed along the last one. Handkerchief turns in front, 450 to go. Twinkling Star second, Fast Track's on its back, and now asked to run on down the outside, and Lyra back nearer the inside. Fast Track has quickly rushed up here to Twinkling Star and Handkerchief. Fast Track with Twinkling Star, and then came Handkerchief. It's Twinkling Star and Fast Track. Twinkling Star, Fast Track. Fast Track's just in front, and she'll win. Gee, it was hard work. Fast Track will beat Twinkling Star.
So I think over the 1,200 metres again in a provincial maiden with that big margin of third, she's got to be hard to hold out.
Take two time racing was at Newcastle this Friday, the 7th of March. We had an 8-race card, and the Newcastle Stakes was our feature event add to Group 3 level. We had a downgrade in the track from a good 4 to a soft 6 throughout the middle part of the program, and I've picked out a couple of horses I think might be worth following moving forward. The first horse I want to highlight went around in race number 1, Literature Tycoon from the Nathan Doyle stable. Was well back today, didn't have a lot of room in the straight, had to switch back to the inside and just come up short.
Literature Tycoon has saved a lot of ground coming through toward the middle of the pack. They're in the straight. Q8 Tokyo Queen joined by Sun Beauty. Sun Beauty raced up on the outside and joined Tokyo Queen. Literature Tycoon ran up behind them. Share the Joy ahead of it. 200 metres to go. Tokyo Queen kicking from Sun Beauty. Literature Tycoon's coming on the rails. 100 metres to go. Tokyo Queen. Literature Tycoon's going to get close. Tokyo Queen. Literature Tycoon. Tokyo Queen. Tokyo Queen held off Literature Tycoon.
Tokyo Queen a little bit strong in the run to the line, but I'm sure you'd agree there's a pretty good effort in defeat by Literature Tycoon. I think it'll be very hard to beat next time out at a similar distance. The next horse I want to follow went around in race number 2, Dubai Darling from the Matthew Smith stable. Was having her first start in a race, this filly. Her trials had been quite good. Watch the way she finds the line.
Early in the straight now. From the peak, about to be called upon. Schiller riding hands and heels for the moment. In second was a Claire Awesome. Maybe Mowat running a bit of a race the outside. Then She Swings. From the peak, a little green in front. A length and a half, Maybe Mowat, who sticks with it. It's From the Peak. Maybe Mowat's getting close here. 50 to go. From the Peak is joined by Maybe Mowat. Maybe Mowat's gone to From the Peak, and Maybe Mowat's too good. Maybe Mowat wins from a photo. From the Peak, and on the outside, Dubai Darling.
Nice performance there from Dubai Darling, finishing third behind Maybe Mowat. I think she's a horse worth following, particularly if she gets out of a little bit further next time out. So the two horses to follow out of this Newcastle meeting this Friday, the 7th of March, Literature Tycoon and Dubai Darling.
Racing was at Dubbo Friday the 7th of March. It was the inaugural Colin Hodges Cup, named after our beloved race caller out here in the Central and Western Districts. It was a great day of racing, albeit it was windy. The track played in perfect order, a good 4 surface, and I found a couple of horses that we can follow out of today's meeting, and the first one comes up out of race 1. It's a horse by the name of Vicious Rumour, trained by Michael Mulholland these days, a former Victorian. She was having her first start for the new stable. She didn't have a trial leading into today's race, and I thought she did a really good job. She was beaten into second place, but the winner does look to have a bit of ability, Miss Clamorosa. You'll see Vicious Rumour in the Mulholland colours, the red with the gold diamond. I thought she battled on well.
Well in the straight, and Katori Lass went up to Vicious Rumour. Silver Chair is boxing on. Miss Clamorosa is about 2.5 lengths off them, but is starting to work home fairly well. Vicious Rumour went up the Silver Chair. Miss Clamorosa is finishing strongly on the outside. Miss Clamorosa comes at Vicious Rumour, and Miss Clamorosa comes away to beat Vicious Rumour.
She'll be much better for that first up run today. As I mentioned, she didn't have a trial leading into it. She was first up at the 1100 metres. She's a lovely type, and she'll be better for that run, no doubt. Maybe Michael Mulholland looks to get her to the 1200 metres next time out, but wherever he sends her, I think she'll be very hard to beat. The second horse to follow out of today's meeting is another filly, this one by the name of Smart Buy, trained by Rod Northam at Scone. Now, she'd only had the one run prior to today. That was at Corindai on Cup Day, where she didn't have the best of luck. She was caught wide throughout. As we know, horses either handle Corindai or they don't. She didn't seem to get around it all that well, but back on a bigger surface today, I thought she was very good late over the 1300.
Up to the home turn, Harry Tudor quickly on the scene. Further out, Bold Bender. In behind them was Tulip Wood, who's going to be taken back along the fence. Harry Tudor had gone up to Nugget Smart. Tulip Wood's getting home well along the rails. It's Harry Tudor. They're coming from the back of the field now. La Gracia is coming home well. Harry Tudor, Tulip Wood and Nugget Smart. Tulip Wood's getting the run through near the inside, and Tulip Wood has won from Smart by...
Yeah, she finished with gusto up along the inside there under the urgings of Chelsea Hillier. Another 100 metres and she probably gets away with that race today. So I'm sure Rod Northern will be looking for maybe a 1,400 metres race next time out. Keep her on a big track. I don't think a win will be too far away. So the two horses to follow out of today's Dubbo meeting, Vicious Rumour and Smart Buy.
Take 2 from Hawkesbury on Saturday the 8th of March. My first one comes up in race 4. His name is Oryx from the Richard Litt stable. His first up run at Gosford was outstanding. The query was, could he back it up, second up? The money said yes. He's in the red and the white just behind the leaders. If you're on him, close your eyes at about the 200 metre mark.
400 to go. Jin Soku turns in front. Siovi Dane. Sunday Tycoons on the far side. Wider out Hydrometer. Oryx looking for a gap between runners. 200 to go. And it's Jin Soku, Sunday Tycoon, Siovi Dane, Oryx, Hydrometer. Out wide, Hellbent on you. And Formal and Hellbent on you. Hellbent on you. Beat Formal. Now third, Jin Soku or Oryx.
He runs fourth. Protest fourth against third was upheld pretty quickly by the stewards. Would have he won? It would have been touch and go, but he certainly was denied his opportunity. Stick with him. Richie Litt's got him looking better than ever. Oryx. My second one I want you to follow is in race 5, Brutal Bowler. And now this is a brutal watch. It's the horse that settles second last. He was first up. He had a big weight. He'd been gilded. Oh boy. Turn away if you're on him. Brutal Bowler.
Brutal Bowler and Inspired Star. 350 to go. Boomtown Chat still held together. Yabby Pump gets off the leaders back. Every Heart's in third. Boomtown Chat. Yabby Pump's a length away. Then came Every Heart. It's Boomtown Chat. Yabby Pump and Every Heart. Yabby Pump, Every Heart got to Boomtown Chat. It's Yabby Pump in front from Every Heart, and Yabby Pump beat Every Heart. Brutal Bowler.
Wow, if he just got to the outside and a bit of room, I reckon he winds up and he gives them a real big shake. He was climbing over their backs. Chris Lees has got him and he's back in good order. Brutal Bowler. The two horses to follow from Hawkesbury, Oryx from the Richard Litt stable and Brutal Bowler from the Chris Lees yard.
Tamworth Racing, Sunday the 9th of March. It was qualifier day here in the Hunter and Northwest region. We had terrific racing throughout, championship money. The rain did hold off, so we went from a good 4 to a good 3. We had a couple of little raindrops throughout the afternoon, but overall we were on a firm deck. They were getting away from the fence though.
They were indeed, yeah. We were on weather watch throughout the day, weren't we? Because it threatened on a couple of occasions. InterVarsity, of course, winning the Hunter and Northwest qualifier for the Country Championship, booking her spot at Royal Randwick, and Liz Tamania running second off to the final as well. It was a great day of racing.
It certainly was. You like one in race 3, Tazinski?
Yeah, Tazinski, a newcomer to the Cody Morgan stable. He's a 4-year-old, formerly trained by Cindy Alderson down in Victoria. He was having his first run for Cody Morgan here today. He just drew an awkward gate, never got closer than 3 wide off the fence. The winner of the race, Shotgun Bella, had the tag on the leader, sat third the fence, was able to shoot up along the rail and get the victory. But I thought under the circumstances, Tazinski was very brave, finishing second.
Skinksy is poised, ready to pounce. Shotgun Bella's not too far away, and then followed by Altavero working into the race nicely, and Clandoro at the head of the remainder. Around the bend they come at the 300 metres mark. Taskinksy's worked up to the outside to join Reluctant Diva. Spends a lot in between those runners, and Shotgun Bella's getting a beautiful passage up along the fence. So there's 4 across the track. So Shotgun Bella's quickly moved up, dashed the front. There's a couple launching out wide on the track as they drive to the line, but Shotgun Bella kicks clear, and Shotgun Bella wins by about a length from Taskinksy.
It was interesting, Cody Morgan wasn't sure that he'd quinelled the race when we went to do the post-race interview. He thought Tazinski had dropped out and finished 4th, and when we told him he finished 2nd, he was very happy with that. And Aaron Bullock as well said just look out next time 1,400 metres. So I'd imagine Cody will look for a 1,400 metre race for him. Hopefully he draws a gate, and if he does, a win won't be too far away. Your horse to follow came up out of the Evergreen Turf Championships qualifier.
Yeah, and it was Know Thyself. He drew terrible. I thought the ride deserved better than the eventual, I suppose, placing that he did get. He finishes 5th here in the red and white. He done a good job in the worst section of the track.
700 metres left to travel, and it's Halsey Bell that leads the way by half a length from who whoever thought in second spot. Innovarsity is third to the outside. Rematch is fourth the inside. Here comes Tornado Express now working into the race nicely. Smart Shot tracks it, then followed by Liz to Mania, and Know Thyself is at the head of the remainder. Swinging the bend, 350 metres left to travel. Working to the top now is Innovarsity. Out deep moving forward is Liz to Mania, followed by Halsey Bell, who fights back along the inside. So they're well into the straight now. Halsey Bell joined two with Innovarsity. Innovarsity gets to the top, trying hard along the outside comes Liz to Mania, but the leader is Innovarsity. Innovarsity down towards the line wins. Innovarsity by about a length on the line from Liz to Mania in second spot. Prominent for third was Halsey Bell. Then we had a wall of them. Tornado Express was slicing through the pack. Know Thyself was next.
Now, he drew terrible. He reverse parked him. He got him in a beautiful spot. But coming to around the 600 metre mark, he was going better than anything around him and just had nowhere to go. I think it really halted his momentum. The inside was not the place to be. That was the only place he could go at that stage. I think the run was great. Can't wait to see him step out in the wildcard in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, exactly right. And Scone will suit him a lot better than Tamworth did today. And if he gets to Randwick will suit him even more.
Yeah, he's a smart horse. He was just unlucky here this afternoon. So Tzinski and Know Thyself are the two horses coming out of Tamworth.
Thanks for your company on the program this week, and we look forward to doing it all again next time around. Hope you can join us then. Bye for now.